Welcome to our show, Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. I'm really excited to be joined by Kathleen Bradley. Welcome.
Thank you. It's always such a pleasure to be doing the show. We've done so many, and as you, my illustrious co-host and the CEO and executive producer and everything, I'm so proud of you. And you've managed to be the most wonderful gentleman that you are, and just finding that out from our next guest.
What an honor and a pleasure to have, I consider the queen of neo-soul, Angie Stone. We simply love and admire you, and you were so gracious with your compliments, but your grace and style and regalness just always shine through. And every time I talk to you on the phone, I'm literally saying to myself, I can't believe she has the time to actually talk to me. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I wanted to really just sort of jump right in and actually talk about how you got started with Sequence.
Well, how I got started with Sequence, I was a cheerleader, and at the time, I was the baby of the bunch, but I started as a JV cheerleader. Cheryl was a cheerleader as well, and she and I both became captain and co-captain. I was a poetess, I should say. And in English, I used to just sit and write rhymes all the time. And because I didn't care what the word meant, as long as it rhymed, it was okay with me. And so I started to experiment with the words. Afterwards, I started singing. I put a little band together, and I asked them, could they let me start singing at some of the pet rallies? And they said yes. A little 2 or 3 piece band that I started working with. We're doing cover songs, and Cheryl wanted to join the group. I said, okay. We started writing songs. This is before rap was a big deal, but you got to remember I had a book of poems already. And, you know, lo and behold, Rapper's Delight came out, and I was already ready to go.
Right.
And we decided we can do that. And so we started putting that pen to the paper and came up with Funk You Up. Cheryl and I came up with the song. We added a third member, and the birth of the sequence happened. And I don't think we knew anything else about what was going on in the world. King Tim III was really the first person we had heard in the South. So we were excited about them. And then Sugar Hill Gang came out with that Good Time song, and it just kind of resonated as, oh, we already know this, and we can do that. And the rest is kid history. They came to South Carolina, and Sylvia Robinson, being the queen of it all, came with them because they had never been on a tour. And we just happened to have the luxury of auditioning directly for the boss.
Right.
And she said, I'm going to make you girls stars. Because I think in her mind, a light went off. I got 3 guys. It go 3 little country girls. I don't have to worry about that New York mentality.
Right.
Take these girls and make them stars. And I think that's what she did.
Absolutely.
That is wonderful. I love that story. And like you said, the country people who can really mesh together and make such a difference when you're working with people on that caliber, and that, you know, nobody else is like trying to pull one over and you're all slick and everything with these poor little country girls. So you all just really worked it out together. And, you know, your music is just incredible. I love you. And we are so pleased to have you here today. And what are you working on right now presently?
Well, you know, of course, there was the solo project, which is, back then I was Angie V, just so you know, let's clear that up. I eventually went on and got married at a young age. My name changed to Stone. I never changed that name because I wanted people to know who the new Angie was, and that was Angie Stone. So I went on to start writing songs for other people and trying to learn production and publishing. And henceforth, I met up with some writers, started a group called Vertical Hole, then ran into D'Angelo, worked on his career, started writing so many songs with him. And now as a solo artist, I've arrived in that area. And now I'm trying to be creative in the area of coffee, hot sauce, barbecue sauce. I'm just doing whatever my heart's desire is because there is no reason that I can't.
Right. Consumption. People have to eat. People like coffee. People like all these different things. And you have such a valuable name out there and brand. And it's like everybody else is doing it. Why not? So we want to hear more about what you got to show us, honey.
Yeah,
What's
show
your
us your
coffee?
black diamond.
We want to see this.
This is my black diamond coffee. It is Malawi. That's what we call it, Malawi coffee. It is delicious. We're gonna have several brands. The other thing I'm doing is Angies.
Hello.
Okay. Barbecue sauce. Currently, I'm waiting for a big, huge meeting with a huge department store. And last but not least, a hot sauce.
Put it up a little bit more. Closer to your face. Closer. There you go.
Okay, now it's it.
There you go.
Got it?
You have to learn how to do that when I was on The Price is Right. That's what we do. Hold that little bottle up like that, girl. You better start learning that. Yes, you can. And we're looking forward to it. I'm going to see how it tastes.
So we've got to roll back the clock and talk about some of your interpolations. Talk to us about where that inspiration came from and how you put together things like No More Rain.
Well, No More Rain came together because when I was a kid, my dad used to, we were poor from the South, but, we didn't want to use that word poor, but in retrospect, we didn't have a lot. And I would always ask my dad for money for the ice cream truck. When it came around, you hear the little, ice cream song. My dad would reach in his pockets and he would say, "Ain't no rain in this cloud, baby." And I knew that meant he didn't have it. And so I used to say, "Dad, you tell me that all the time." I said, "But one day I'm going to write a song that ain't no rain in this cloud." And so it's what I did. And because it was inspired by a truth serum, it became my greatest way to honor my dad. So unbeknownst to me, still learning, when I wrote the song, it should have been a copyright just update, because I only used like the intro of Neither One of Us.
Right.
And everything else was original, including the melody and the lyrics. But I gave my dad, I only got 5% of the song, and I gave it to my dad. And the other 95% I gave to the original writers of Neither One of Us. All at the same company. But I felt like these people had been ripped off in their lives, so why not just let them have their roses?
And where did the musicality, what elements do you feel you've incorporated? Where did those all come from?
I just think when you're inclined to do music or you're gifted with music, it is a natural progression. In my case, I was poor. We never could ever afford a piano. So anytime I saw one, I would run and jump on it, because in my mind, that went from, my heart and ears to, I can do this. And so I kept banging on any piano I saw, which was far in between, until I could write a song, a very simple song that I actually included on my very first solo album called Freedom. And Freedom is the music to the very first song I ever wrote as a person that understood the music and the keyboard and sang. It was called You're Everything to Me. And I changed it to Freedom because I wanted people to know I was, it was a freedom to just do what I wanted to do.
See what you love doing. That's so important.
Yeah.
And your music does resonate, and people can relate to your words, and they're different and your style is so unique. And we're just so blessed to have you as an artist and as a person filling our souls. And the podcast, what we're doing here, the show, is music and medicine. Now, how do you relate music having an influence or direction going towards a medical or medicine, or a feeling in your soul that helps, you do help rejuvenate people and put them in a certain frame of mind through the medicine. What is your take on music and medicine and relation to itself?
Well, I'll let you in on something that's very dear to my heart in respect to music and medicine. At the height of my career, when that song was huge, I was about 240 pounds because I had been told to take steroids, which was medicine, to help heal a condition I've been diagnosed with. I've worked in a lab at Presbyterian Hospital, and I had been exposed to a tree sap from Africa in a department where they were experimenting with the sap.
Right.
I just happened to be in an enclosed space where I didn't have a mask.
Wow.
So the germs spread to my eyes and entered through my eyes and my nostrils. Lo and behold, I nearly went blind.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I went to the eye doctor within the facility and they asked me about the exposing of the sap. And I said, the only thing I could think of, because I've never been to Africa at this time in my life, is it had to come from the lab. And they said, well, yes, because you have a condition that is not going completely through your lungs, but it affects your upper respiratory, and it's called sarcoidosis. I'd never heard of the word, but I have been taking prednisone ever since then for close to 12 years. When I tell you that the music is what helped me to get through that part of my life, because I had to sing No More Rain in This Cloud over and over and over again. And I had to actually have that song minister to my pain, to my frustration, because, coming from a size 123 pounds to 240 pounds at the height of my career, to be in love with a sex symbol who loved you, whether you were big or small, and to actually transition from tiny to huge and have the world ridicule you, you needed to have music as a point of healing. So married to music, medicine, all of them went together for me. So it was very important that I believed in the gifting of music, and I trusted the medicine, but the music got me through it.
There you go.
Yeah, man, there's a sermon right there. I trusted the music, but the medicine got me through it.
Yeah.
Talk to us about sort of that journey, because like you said, so many people are willing to run with you when you're doing well and you have your flowers and they grace you. And then as soon as there seems to be a challenge, all of a sudden they abandon you, and how you really continued that journey through those years.
It's been the toughest part, because one minute you are there singing your praises, you are the hero. And then there's time when they think they know what you're going through. And there were times I couldn't get a show, I couldn't get a booking. Even now, I've gotten older, but they're very difficult about trusting that, because is she sick? I'm like, no, not as sick as I could be, but I'm a human being. Everybody goes through something, but it doesn't render us helpless. And so there are times when promoters will book, and just based on the rumor mill or just what is out in the atmosphere, what I heard she was this, I heard she was that. As a result, it's been hard because I'm a single mother. I'm an only child. I have buried both my parents. So I rely heavily on my work. And at this point in my life, I don't have time for people to get finicky on me, because I've got bills just like everyone else. So it's been rough, which is why I'm creating the second stream of income, creating coffee, hot sauce, barbecue sauce. I'm trusting my journey to not be over, because man will switch up on you. So I'm doing something that is going to bring me generational wealth.
There you go. I love it, girl. You got the right idea.
What other songs and music do you turn to, and maybe even your faith, when days are difficult, which we all face?
Well, I do praise and worship every morning in my book.
Yeah.
I close my eyes to praise and worship. I wake up knowing that if I don't have one friend in the world, I do have Jesus.
Yeah.
So I don't worry about people anymore. I don't worry about money anymore. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but I do know that if I trust in the word that I've studied. I'm in college right now at the Metro University for my divinity degree. I have an honorary doctorate degree in theology. I started going back to school so that I could be not just a minister of music, but a ministry in the word. And the reason I chose that is because I don't want to go out here and profess the word and not know it. You can't give me credit for doing all this because you watch my walk, you watch my philanthropy work. But if I don't know how and what God has told me to do, then I'm no use to the people that are within the realm of my voice. I have to know the word. So I decided to go back to school and at least know what I'm talking about.
Wow. Amen.
Amen. That is so true. Very good. You are a wise woman and healthy by all means, and in spite of anything you've gone through in life, and that you can just forge forward, and such a great inspiration to probably far more people than you give yourself credit for. And like I said before, through your music and what you've contributed has just been so wonderful. And we look forward to seeing more of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have a new song that I just wrote. I lost my mom 3 years ago, and I had writer's block for a while. I just called a song, Christmas song, my first one, that is sure to be a standard that we're getting ready to release this year. I'm so delighted about it because it's the first piece of music I would have released since she passed. So I told you I'm my only child, so my mom and my dad, I was able to bury them both.
Yeah, our condolences.
And so now I've got to make it count. And so I'm moving forward, just trying to do what I have to do and dream big and set an example for my two children, my two grandchildren.
How old are your children?
Believe it or not, I have a 40-year-old daughter who lives 12. I have a 27-year-old son. My grandson is 16, and my granddaughter is 12.
All right. Beautiful. See, there you got a great legacy, honey, coming behind you. And I'm sure you are really showing and teaching them the word and the right way of living. They're probably just wonderful children because you're a wonderful lady. I'm so impressed with you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
On that note, for some young person that may be coming up in the business that really is trying to sort of find their way, and maybe someone has come and said, hey, we're going to sign you all, this is amazing. What advice might you give for young women and young men that are going into the business these days of music?
My advice would be, listen, you can be excited about touching your dream, but what you have to remember is the race was given to the swift, not just because your legacy or your family members have done this or you know somebody important. You have got to put in the groundwork so that wherever you land, you can handle it. Why? Rejection sometimes is out there. The enemy sets traps. And you know what? If you're not prepared to fail, there's no way you can be prepared for success.
Absolutely. I love it. You're going to praise the founder. Some people have said that life is literally learning how to deal with your failures. So I love the way you phrase that.
Yes.
I know your time is valuable. I do sincerely hope that our friendship continues and that we can connect again very soon, and hopefully even in person. But sure.
If
Yes.
you need me, I'm right here.
Sure.
We just got to make the time for me to just slide on in there. Remember, you can't ever fatten frogs for snakes. Remember.
Oh, right. There you
Sure. And what exactly does that mean? We'll go out on that when you say you can't.
Don't fatten frogs for snakes, because a lot of people in our immediate circle, a lot of people are not really happy for you, even though they say they are, And then you have those temperamental people that are lukewarm in your corner. Those are the frogs. They're not extremely happy for you, because extremely happy people never question what you're doing. They support you on whatever it is because they believe in you. You know, a lukewarm person kind of straddles the fence. Those are the frogs. The snakes on the other side are leaning on them to pull you all the way down to the corner. So I said, stop that, the frogs. The snakes.
There you go.
Don't give the frogs too much credit because they that close to the snakes.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we definitely not only love you, but we'll continue to support you and support your music because it so speaks to our hearts throughout the years. So we certainly appreciate you fitting us into your schedule, giving us time, and just keeping it so real.
Yeah, good luck with your products and your brands. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to send you guys some stuff and some coffee.
Yes.
My drop shipment get in, you will get one.
All right, that's right.
I will call you with it and give me the address and I'll send you some.
Yeah, send it separate to my place and send separate his because he don't live near me and I want to make sure I get mine. Okay.
We'll do.
God bless. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
God bless
Thank
you as
you.
well.
Absolutely.
All right.